Misty Copsey went to the fair and was never seen again. In this video, we try to tell you what really happened. Misty Copsey was an average 14-year-old girl in Puyallup in 1992, and she was excited to go to the Puyallup Fair with her friend, Trina Bovard. Misty's mom worked overnights as a caretaker for an elderly woman and would not be able to pick her daughter up from the fair, which made her hesitant to let Misty go. But like most teenagers, Misty was insistent, and eventually her mom, Diana, agreed to let her go as long as she made sure to catch the bus home. Misty promised, and her and Trina went to the fair. They had a typical fair day. They rode the rides, ate the foods, and enjoyed their time together. Soon, Misty realized what time it was and that she was going to miss the last bus ride home. Trina only lived 1.5 miles from the fair and was going to walk home, but Misty lived a considerable distance away in a town called Spanaway, which was a 30-minute car ride away but was an hours away walk. When she missed the bus, she called her mom at her job and suggested she would have an older friend of hers, 18-year-old Rheuban Schmidt, pick her up, but Diana was adamantly against this. She asked Misty to call other friends for a ride and let her know who was picking her up. Misty agreed and hung up the payphone. When Misty couldn't find another ride home, she decided to walk the 8+ miles home and began walking towards the nearest freeway on-ramp, Highway 512. Misty never arrived home and was never seen again. Misty's mother filed a missing persons report, but due to a previously filed missing persons report on Misty and fellow classmates claiming to have heard from or seen Misty after her disappearance, the police closed the case without ever really looking for her. When police did finally investigate Misty's disappearance, they spoke with Misty's friend Trina, who stated that prior to separating, Trina called Rheuban for a ride home despite her mother telling her no. According to Rheuban, Misty did call him for a ride, but he declined to assist due to not having enough gas for the journey. However, Rheuban's roommate stated that he left shortly after the phone call and assumed he went to pick up Misty. According to Trina, Misty called Rheuban again and told him to go to her home to get gas money, but he again declined. It was at this time that Trina and Misty agreed to go their separate ways and both walked to their respective homes. However, police soon learned this was a lie and Trina never walked home, but in fact received a ride home from her 23-year-old boyfriend, Michael Reiner. Michael was 8 years older than Trina and had been accused of abducting and raping an 11-year-old girl when he was 16 years old, though charges were never filed against him. This news was concerning to police for several reasons, and they decided to question Trina further, where she admitted to offering Misty a ride home. According to Trina, Misty declined the ride home as she was not comfortable with Michael, and that was when she decided to walk home and/or seek other rides home. Police theorized that after taking Trina home, Michael took the opportunity to return to the vicinity of the fair and offer Misty another ride home. After questioning Michael and subjecting him to a polygraph, they dropped him as a suspect after he passed the polygraph. After clearing Michael, they returned to their original suspect, Rheuban, who changed his story and stated that he blacked out after Misty's second phone call to him, and he had no idea what he did afterwards. He stated that the next memory he has is waking up at his grandmother's home the following morning, which is located in Enumclaw, which is a 45-minute drive from Spanaway. This concerned police and made them questionable of Rheuban, as he refused Misty a ride home due to not having gas, though the round-trip drive from his home to the fair and back was less mileage than the drive to Enumclaw. Once Rheuban admitted to suffering blackouts, they asked him to submit to a polygraph exam, which resulted in an inconclusive reading. One question in particular that was inconclusive was whether he could have blacked out and harmed Misty. Several acquaintances of Rheuban stated that He admitted to having Misty's remains buried on his grandmother's property. When questioned by the police, Rheuban admitted to making these claims but stated they were lies made to make everyone stop questioning him about the disappearance. He submitted to a second polygraph exam, which he passed. With no further evidence, the case against Rheuban stalled, and the disappearance went cold. Unrelated to this case, Rheuban was accused of rape by a female acquaintance, though she dropped the charges against him shortly after making her claims. Rheuban would later have a restraining order taken out against him by his wife and have an unrelated arrest for theft. During searches for Misty, her underwear, jeans, and one sock were found in a ditch located near Highway 410 and Waco Ard, which was nowhere near the last place she was seen. Half a mile away, her toothbrush and hair pick, both items she carried with her regularly, were discovered. 15 years after her disappearance, unknown male DNA would be found on her jeans, not semen or blood. A local man, Trina Bovard, developed a theory that Misty's disappearance was related to two other missing teenage girls from the area, Anna Chebetnoy and Kimberly DeLange, who disappeared in 1990 and 1988 respectively. Corey's theory revolved around the length of time between disappearances, as Anna disappeared 2 years and 1 month after Kimberly's disappearance, and Misty disappeared 2 years and 1 month after Anna. Corey soon integrated his life into Diana's life, and while this was initially a welcome presence in her life, it soon began to fill her with unease, and she quickly became suspicious of Corey's involvement in the case, believing him to be responsible for Misty's disappearance. This belief was also held by the Puyallup Police Department. Corey attempted to clear his name by submitting to a polygraph exam, though he canceled it and never offered again. Corey is not considered a serious person of interest in the case, as he has a partial alibi and is known to suffer from mental health issues and has been arrested for drug charges. It has been 32 years since Misty Copsey's disappearance, and there are no real leads or suspects in the case, and Misty's remains have never been found. This case is local to me, and every year outside of the fairgrounds an age-progressed photo is displayed of Misty with a request for information. If anyone has any information, they are asked to call the Puyallup Police Department at 253-770-3343. And that concludes our coverage of this tragic story. If you found this video informative or thought-provoking, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more updates on cases like these. We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Feel free to share this video with your friends and give it a thumbs up if you found it valuable. Thank you for watching.